This topic, staff development plans, follows on from needs assessment, where we look at the needs of individuals within the workplace, and we try and figure out how they can improve their performance in terms of what they're contributing. Each organization needs to have a person who coordinates all of these different needs of the different people. In South Africa, for example, the law requires organizations to have what they call a skills development coordinator. And that is a person who is charged with making sure that what people are doing in the workplace is developmental, it's moving their career paths forward, it's helping them to fulfill and grow in terms of reaching some kind of self-actualization. So in NGOs, it's very often the CEO or executive director, in fact, who carries out this function, because often they're small and not able to have a separate human resources division that would normally have a training director. In some organizations that are larger, the human resource manager may in fact functionally be the training director and the one who looks at the individual needs assessments. But whoever that person is in the organization, they will then begin to come up with plans that are comprehensive plans, that for example, begin to cluster people. If we find that a lot of people need driver's licenses in order to carry out this new project, then it will be important perhaps to deal with that in a way that everyone gets on board, and perhaps you can even have trainers come in who can do the training necessary perhaps in one of the NGO vehicles. The whole idea of a skills development plan is to look at clustering, to look at priorities, to make sure that the resources available for training are not always flowing to the same people or to the same level in an organization, but that there's an equitable distribution of resources, and that resources are used efficiently. One of the things that a skills development plan will look at is whether it should be on-the-job training, in other words, trainers who come in, or whether one should send people from the workplace away to other places. And of course, this means that the skills development coordinator will be looking for and aware of what the different training opportunities and resources are in various countries, in various sectors. It could not be a driver's license only, it might be even that some people in the organization need to get a university degree. And you know, there's a whole range of different opportunities and different needs that are there. And what happens in a staff development plan is that really on an annual basis, one needs to develop what are our resources for this year, what are our priorities for this year, and where are we going to send who. And this becomes a comprehensive plan. And that is why we need, as an organization, to think not just of the individuals and their training needs, but then sew it together into a mosaic and say, you know, what is the big picture in terms of our staff development? That's very often overlooked in NGOs. They tend to be very committed. They tend to be very concerned about their beneficiaries, and very often more so concerned about other people than concerned about themselves. There needs to be one person in the organization who gets above that and gets a 30,000-foot view, so to speak, and says, here's a plan we need so that we can keep developing and keep growing in spite of the very important and urgent things that we are doing.